Welcome to the B. Lenore Show. Here, we will discuss lifestyle, beauty, celebrity gossip, and current events in our own way, my way, B style. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to the B. Lenore Show. Here, we will discuss lifestyle, beauty, celebrity gossip, and current events in our own way, my way, B style. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hey everybody, hope everyone is doing great today. Happy Friday. Let's see who is here. Hi Sarkonos. Hey Tweety. Hey No One Cares. I hope everybody's doing great today. Wanted to come in and talk about a few things that are happening here in the world. However, one of the reasons why I had to delay even getting started was because I actually have an Instacart delivery that's coming. Now, of course, they said that it won't be here for 2 hours, but I just got notifications just in the last few seconds as I was starting this live. So I may have to step away because sometimes they'll tell me it'll take 2 hours when it's only going to be 45 minutes before they get here. So anywho, so if I have to stop at some point, that's why. So forgive me. And I'm sorry for keeping everyone from, waiting and everything. So with that said, hey, Eartha G, how are you, sweetie? Thank you for coming. So hope everybody is doing well. Hey, Tweety. Okay, so you're listening at work? No problem. So I just want to talk about a couple of major topics that are happening. Actually, you know what? One other topic that I just need to start off the day with, or at least start off this live with, because it's the first live that I have done since the confirmation. So congratulations to the beautiful, the wonderful, the outstanding. Obviously, she had to be, even to be nominated, let alone to be confirmed. Okay. The Honorable Ketanji Jackson Brown. How about that? Is that it? Yeah, Jackson Brown. I keep wanting to say Brown Jackson, but it's Jackson Brown. So proud of her. So proud of her. This is huge. First time ever in history that a Black woman has ever been nominated to the U.S. Supreme Court. So this is just phenomenal. But we still have a ways to go. I am going to be definitely praying for her family. And there's nothing more beautiful than that picture. And I should have had the picture ready that I shared on Facebook. But that beautiful picture that they're showing of her daughter watching her as she's being confirmed. It's just the most beautiful, most endearing face. You can imagine seeing your daughter look at you like that. So, how proud she must be to see that picture. So, that is just so exciting. So proud of her. And hopefully, I'm trying my best. Someone very dear to me, who also is a history maker, um, who has been on just about every news outlet in the last 2 months talking about this the confirmation hearings for um, the Honorable new Supreme Court Justice. And her name is Yvette McGee Brown. She is someone very, very dear to me, who is a history maker herself. I'm trying to see if I can get her to come on the show because she's been making her way. I saw her on The Real. She was on ABC News. I want to say CNN, MSNBC. Like, she's been on so many news outlets over the last 2 months. She was originally the first Black female ever appointed to the Supreme Court for the state of Ohio. And she's been called upon over the last 2 months, most specifically during Black History Month, as well as Women's History Month in March, to talk about this very thing. And I want to get her to come on my little YouTube show. Okay, now, yes, I know I mentioned that she's been on all the news outlets and all the other talk shows. And I mentioned The Real. She was on The Real, you guys, talking about our new Supreme Court justice just when she was initially being nominated. And then she was on so many of these news outlets. So you may recognize her face if I'm able to lure her onto our show. My reason for thinking I might be able to pull it off is because she's my cousin. So, look, if she's going to do it for any YouTuber, damn it, it ought to be me. Okay, I'm her cousin. So I'm going to reach out to her. I didn't even bother her with this for the last 2 months because I couldn't even form my lips, okay, to even ask her to come on my little YouTube show. In fact, I don't even think she knows I have a YouTube show. But with that said, I am going to ask her to come on and see what a little bit of information she'll give us. She's currently the managing partner of one of the largest law firms in the country, so she's a little busy. She's a managing partner again, as I said, and a former Supreme Court judge for the state of Ohio. So yeah, she might be a little busy at a time like this, but I'm gonna see what I can do. All right. And that's why I always tell people, you never know who y'all talking to sometimes. And I don't mean just me, I just mean in general. You know, we are often out here rubbing elbows with folks, and you never know who knows somebody. Okay. And I've given y'all a little taste of some of the people I know. You're gonna get a even bigger taste soon and very soon. Um, but one thing that someone taught me a long, long time ago about networking and the beauty of networking, and this was the motivator for me. They told me long ago that your net worth is equal to your network, okay? And your network is, equal to your net worth. So with that said, I'm pretty rich. I'm pretty damn rich. All right. I'm wealthy out here in these streets. So don't get it twisted. So so I'm trying to bring you guys as much of well-rounded talent and content as I know how. So we will be discussing more things as it pertains to real life issues and helping to develop real life skills. And that's some of the stuff that I want to talk to you guys about today as well. Okay, but I'll save that part for the end. Let's start off with some good stuff here. Okay, let's start off talking about Will and Jada. Well, not really Will and Jada, mostly Will. Okay. We'll talk about Will, and then I want to get into talking a little bit about this Kim Kardashian, Pete Davidson situation with Kanye West. But before I even get started, let me say hello again to some more folks in the chat. Hey there, keeping up with Queen Tulsa. How are you, honey? Welcome back to the channel. Shell Loves is in the house. Hey, Shell Loves. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Christopher W. Thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping by. All right, so let's start off with the biggest story, which is Will Smith. Okay. Will Smith, just recently we've been talking a little bit here and there, about the slap that took place last Sunday, not as in this this past Sunday, but I guess 2 weeks ago. It'd be 2 weeks this coming Sunday. That Will Smith was on the Oscars stage. Actually, he was sitting in the audience in this at this time. Chris Rock came out to present the award for best documentary. And, typically when presenters come out to present an award, they have a few lines. Sometimes they, tell a few jokes or something. And then they present the award. Well, this time, Chris Rock comes out. He, starts off on script talking about, some things that are happening with the Oscars. And then he glances over to Jada Pinkett Smith and says, Jada, I love you. And G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. Right? Now, many of us know, and I understand that a lot of people didn't know. So, no shade here at all where that's concerned. Because I could see if you don't follow Red Table Talk, you probably wouldn't know. Right? But if you do watch Red Table Talk and you do support that programming, then you know that back in 2018, Jada first told us about the fact that she was experiencing signs of alopecia, or the first symptoms, I should say, of alopecia. And she had been dealing with it, I think, at least a year or more prior to that time when she came and shared that information with us. And then here she comes and later tells us that she's experiencing it. That's why she's been wearing those turbans. And so, therefore, this was something that she was battling. And then this past December, Jada shaved her head even further because of those same problems and challenges she was facing, right? And many of us have talked about this before, about how insensitive is it, that Chris Rock would make a statement about Jada Pinkett again. He makes a statement, back 16, which at that time I had some difficulty with the fact that he would say anything about her at that time, because in that moment, while she may have had her own motives initially that really brought her to this way of thinking, but she came out and told everyone, because no black people had been nominated for an Oscar for that year, that we as black people should boycott the Oscars, and that they've never really honored us in the way that they should, or thought of us as equal, or valued the talent that we really brought them. So she was bringing that up, but many, were not blinded by the mere fact that One of the reasons why Jada was probably saying this was because Will was not nominated for his role in Concussion that year. And I'll be honest, I think Will is a brilliant actor. I love Will Smith. I love the image that he has given us over the years. From the family man that he is, from the philanthropist that he is, to the activist that he is, to the just the star that he has been, right? So I love him to death. But I wasn't absolutely impressed with that role or his performance in that role, because I felt like there were times when his accent seemed to be going in and out, but that's neither here nor there. He was not nominated. Jada was pissed. And I think that you can get pissed about something that's happening to you personally, and that causes you to look at things from an even broader standpoint than you thought of before, right? So I'll give her the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, maybe that's why she felt the way she did. And maybe that's why she responded the way she did, and thought, look, they aren't honoring us, and why do we knock ourselves out to be accepted by this group? We need to be our own best advocates, and we need to celebrate our own, and we don't need the Oscars. We can have our own Oscars. And I was with her. And so she suggested that we as a people should boycott the Oscars. Well, that year, because that was the first year too where they came up with this hashtag, Oscars So White. It was because of that whole scenario. And Jada was largely responsible, in motivating people to feel that way and to try to take action, right? And so this happens, and then they hire Chris Rock to host that year. And as a part of Chris Rock's monologue that year, he attacks Jada, and he says, Jada says that she's boycotting the Oscars. Well, Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited, right? So I think that when your people are trying to stand up for your people, regardless of whether or not they have a personal interest in it at all, look, if my people are going to move forward because of an agenda, then that is personal to me. So I don't have a problem with her having a personal agenda attached. I do have a problem when another Black person is ready to stand up against or shoot down another Black person who is actually, what they're suggesting is for the betterment of all of us. But now you want to shoot her down in front of all these white folks. Okay. So I didn't like that. And I don't think a lot of people liked it. And I don't know what else has transpired between that day and last week, but evidently it was enough to piss Will off after he saw his wife's face, and he went up there and slapped Chris Rock. Well, immediately after that, Will did apologize. He apologized that night when he accepted his award, because he did win the Oscar that night, almost 2 weeks ago, for his role in King Richard. And when he accepted his award, he did ask for forgiveness to the fans, to the Williams family, to his family, to everyone watching, but not to Chris. Okay. And I wasn't mad at that either in that moment. And I don't think that had he apologized to Chris, I doubt that it would have made much difference anyway. Who are we fooling? But the next day he did apologize to Chris. And it is being reported that a couple of days after that, Will, this is allegedly, this is a rumor. I do not have this confirmed, but they're alleging that he has checked himself into a posh rehabilitation sort of retreat sort of place, spa, where he's probably, undergoing some therapy and rest and, meditation. Who knows? Okay. Now, if that's true, that's what they're alleging has transpired. Supposedly, as well, at some point in the future, he's supposed to be talking to the Red Table Talk. I did hear as well. Yes, Demita. Hi, Demita. Hey, T Danielle. And Real Master. Hi. How are you all? Excuse me. I did also hear that he was in Dubai. So I don't know if he's at a retreat in Dubai. I don't know if he's just in Dubai and not at a retreat center. I do not know. But bottom line is, Will is still better off than me and you, and he's still richer than we are, and he's still more famous than we are. And I'm sure he'll be just fine. Okay, he still has his Oscar. He's gonna keep his Oscar. And I say, keep on doing what you got to do, brother, to keep your head in the game. Okay, that's what I say. What you say, Tweety? Uh, good. Hold on, let me highlight you. Good. Let him play the game. All the white people get to go to rehab and get a second chance. Yeah, I know that's right. And look, you know what? I don't even think he would need to go there for the second chance. But if it's going to rejuvenate him and make him feel like a better person, I say have at it. Do your thing, brother. Do it. Get your best life back together again. Okay. um. So and then Tweety says, I'm talking about they banned him. Didn't he quit? How you going to ban them when he quit? Okay, so here's the deal. So what Will also did before he, left the country or what have you, he resigned from the Academy. Now, what does that mean? Every actor in Hollywood is not a member of the Academy. So let's be clear about that. Okay. Um, Actors who have been nominated or have won, uh, they not just actors, but filmmakers, people in that industry, those things get you a voting right in the Academy. Okay, because if you recall, this is not Will's first nomination. Um, for an Academy Award. As a matter of fact, I believe this may be his third. And I should have looked that up before I said that. I know he was nominated for Ali. I believe he was nominated for Pursuit of Happiness. But if he was nominated for Pursuit of Happiness, then this would definitely be his third. But he was definitely nominated for Ali. So when he resigned from the Academy, he resigned from holding his voting right. Okay. He resigned and relinquished his right to vote for future nominees and winners. Okay. He just walked away from that. I hate that, but okay. It's one vote. I do think every vote counts, but hey, I get why he felt the need to do that. So be it. Now, what they banned him from, because what the jury was still out, they scheduled a hearing, if you will, today um, to figure out, well, what further penalties would Will Smith be confronted with, okay, if he continues. And that was to include, initially he was up for being suspended or expelled from the Academy, or potentially having his statue taken from him. That was another. Or there were other things, but they didn't say what those other things might be. Okay. So today they met and they couldn't take away his voting rights. So that means that he wasn't going to be suspended or expelled from the Academy because he quit. So he took away their power where that was concerned. Okay. What they were going to be looking at was to see whether or not they were going to let him keep his statue, keep his award, and the other things. Well, Whoopi had come out over a week ago, and she is a member of the board, and she made it very clear that that's not something that they were worried about, that Will's award would not be removed or would not be taken from him, that they were going to be discussing other matters. So today comes, and Whoopi is correct. They did not take his statue. What they decided was that he would be banned from attending any future Oscar awards ceremonies, programs, or any other events associated with the Oscars for the next 10 years. Okay? So just for the next 10 years. And he can't attend them in person and he can't attend them virtually. But he can still be nominated and he can still win. And if history is any proof of what can happen at the Academy Awards here in the United States, that is, even when you are banned, even when you are found guilty of molestation and have fled the country, you can still win an Oscar, okay? So I say, good for you, Will. Go get your next best breath and life in you so that you can come back and give us some more great performances. So that's what I have to say about that. What y'all got to say? What are y'all saying about that? So, Tweety, I hope that answers your question. So that's what they're banning him from. They're banning him from his ability to be able to attend any future Oscar award shows, Oscar events, or Oscar programs. Okay, because you know the Oscars, they do all kinds of stuff, that things that aren't just taking place the day of the Oscars or the week leading up to the Oscars, but they're doing all kinds of stuff throughout the year sometimes. And so he can't go to any of those things. All right. Hey, Valerie, welcome. Hey, Apple. Yes, T. Danielle, you are so right. And I was talking about this the other day. If they will allow Harvey Weinstein to keep his statue, Roman Polanski, not only did he get to keep a statue, he was awarded his statue and he wasn't even in the country. He had been found guilty and he had fled. So if he can get away with it, you know, they were going to be hard pressed trying to keep that statue from Will. So I wasn't worried about that. But now I'm not one that thinks that because these white men get away with things, it doesn't mean that our black men and women can get away with them. I'm not foolish enough to think that. I'm just saying it's a hard argument. You know, it's you'd be hard pressed to be able to justify taking his award away. But I'm happy with what came out of today, and I think in due time, no one will be talking about this. And what I was telling, I was talking to Naturel earlier. She's working right now. She's probably getting ready to get off. And I didn't tell her I was going live because I knew she was working. But what I was gonna say is I talked to her earlier and I told her that you know, I what bothers me the most about what's going on here is, now you guys, I really want to hear what you have to say about this, because it's not that it's not that okay, I'll tell you what, I want to hear your advice. Listen what I have to say first. I got a problem with the fact that if you listen to all of the narratives that are out here right now about what happened last week at the Oscars, there is less being said now about the actual slap itself. I know we're talking about stuff. We're talking about him and we're talking about Jada because of the slap. And we're talking about Chris Rock because of the slap. But the truth of the matter is, people have more assumptions around what happened that day based upon stuff that has nothing to do with that day. And what I mean by that is this. You know, everyone's talking about how toxic of a woman Jada Pinkett Smith is. Jada Pinkett Smith is evil. Jada Pinkett Smith should have stopped him. Jada Pinkett Smith, Jada told him to go up there. Jada gave him a look, and that's what made him get up there. I guess she's got witchcraft all over him. Maybe she's, got spells on him or something. And maybe that's what y'all talking about. Because to me, Will Smith, and he did what he wanted to do. He did what he felt like he could do and get away with it, and he did. He did just that. He went up there, he did what he wanted to do. He sent the message he wanted to send, and he sat his happy-go-lucky butt right back down. Okay? And he sent the message to Chris Rock he wanted to send. And in some ways, though, he sent a message to the rest of us, but I'm not so sure that the messages that you and I have received is the one he intended for us to get. I think it's unfair that we are going to just outright blame this black woman for what this grown ass black man decided to do. Whether it was for her honor or not, she can't make him do anything. If she said get up there and whoop his ass, he doesn't have to go do it. But I know that she didn't do that. And she certainly didn't know what Chris was going to say. And you know how I know that? Because the joke itself was not scripted. There are writers that write out a full-blown script for every awards ceremony. There are reasons for them writing out those scripts. One is to ensure that you're going to get a laugh, you're going to get an engagement out of the audience, but also to keep things in a proper time frame. They don't want people just carrying on, running off at the mouth, and they can't control the show. They're on a time schedule and they're trying to keep within it as much as possible. Even though the Oscars, for as long as I can remember, has always run over at least an hour. It's just amazing. It never fails. But nevertheless, they have writers that come up with the script. But Chris Rock's joke was not part of that script. The writing staff have said off the riff that, Chris added that one line in the scripting. They even showed us the script. I saw it on somebody's show last week. So the writing staff said they didn't have anything to do with that joke. They didn't know Chris was going to say that. And we know comedians do that too sometimes. So yes, T. Danielle, Chris freestyled. No one knew exactly. So there's no way in the world. Hey, really, BTV? So there's no way in the world they were going to know that he said that. So Jada certainly couldn't have known it. And I just don't think it's fair to blame her for what this grown man decided to do. Okay. Now, that's not to say that she isn't toxic. I don't know, because I'm not in their relationship. I've never met this woman. I know nothing about her personally other than what I read and hear from other people. Same with Will. Okay. But he could be toxic too. I know a lot of what we're hearing people say is that, well, because Jada has embarrassed Will on her show, and because Jada had this affair on him and then came on her show and bragged about it. That's not what happened either. She did not come out here telling her business. Neither did Will. August did. August told the business, and Jada felt the need to respond because why? They have a whole business. Their whole marriage is an enterprise in and of itself. So they have an enterprise to protect, and they knew it was best to say something about it. So when they spoke on it, she didn't come out here alone. They came as a unified front to us. Now, mind you, she told us what she did, in a roundabout way, pretty much owning to it. But he never said anything about what he did. He did hint to it, but nobody talks about what he says when he hinted to it. They only talk about the fact that she had an extracurricular affair. But Will has had them too. And in that interview, when he was on the Red Table Talk with her, she said, what she said about August and their entanglement. And he said, yeah, I'll just have to get you back. She said, oh, I think you got me back. And he said, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. That was his way of admitting, right? But but at the same time, strategically, a man who says, yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right. He knew that that was an opportunity for him to say, yeah, you know, I did the same thing. We've talked about everything and we separated and you were doing your thing and I was doing my thing. It's just that people didn't know I was doing my thing. And I think that's the problem I have with this. The fact that everybody's blaming her, the black woman, for what decision this black man made. Now, he's the bigger superstar. He is the man who makes all the money. He's the one who brings all the fame, the real fame, to their relationship, to their kids, and to their life. But we are over here feeling sorry for him for what he did and blaming her for him having done it. Now, you tell me that that's not right, yo. That's not right. Hey, Fi Babe. Hey, Maverick Born 2.0. Thank you. Yes, true. I know, right? Girl, what you cooking, Fi Babe? I'm hungry. Okay, what are you cooking? But anywho, but am I tripping, y'all? Do you hear me with that? Like, does that make sense? I just think that it's not cool that oh Lord. Fi Babe, I know you're cooking, but Maverick Born 2.0 says, Fi Babe, when you gonna unblock me? Child, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Okay. Anyway, let me get back over here. So, am I the only one that feels this way, though, about this whole Jada and Will situation? Or is it possible that no one really thought about it? Because sometimes we will listen to messaging, and that's the power in advertising, and that's the power in PR, repeating the same messages over and over until they finally start to seep into our minds and our hearts, because I think that that's what they want us to think about. That's what they want us to believe. They've even got us questioning whether or not the woman has alopecia. Like, really, people? So I guess she planned this whole night 3 years ago when she first came out and told us that her hair was falling out her head. Everybody's sitting here talking about she can't possibly have alopecia because her hair's growing back and we can see it. And I'm like, man, I want us to be a little more compassionate. First of all, let's mind our own business. Let's do that first, because what I realize is that there may be some other conversations that took place between Chris Rock and Will Smith, or Chris Rock and Jada, or Chris Rock and some other folks about Will and Jada. And maybe enough is enough is enough, and people have had enough. And everybody has a breaking point, and we should have some compassion. And if any of you have been married before, let me tell y'all something. And if you're planning to get married in the future, let me just tell you now, there will be things that are happening in your marriage that no one else will know. No one else will necessarily believe it to be the truth, because the person you're married to and the person your partner is married to, being you, they're getting a different version of the two of you than the folks outside of your household are getting. And sometimes things aren't all that you thought it was, and people aren't as sweet and nice and as loving as you thought they were. Sometimes they can be assholes, they can be disrespectful, they can be abusers even. And I'm not suggesting that either of those two people are. I'm just saying that there have been very, very horrible circumstances that people have lived through that their close friends and family weren't even aware that they were dealing with. So we have to be very careful about the judgments we make about people, especially folks we do not know, child. That's all I have to say about that. Hey, Queen Lewis. Hey, listening in and you're speaking facts. I don't understand how they're blaming. I don't either. It's ridiculous. It's so not cool to me. Alopecia hair loss doesn't have to be permanent. People are just so ignorant. Exact. And let me tell you something right now. Again, not trying to tell anybody's business, but I have a very dear friend who I may have on the show one day to talk about it. But who is suffering from alopecia and has been for several years. And for many years, most people don't even know that this person has dealt with it or is dealing with it because of the way they style their hair. And because now this person goes through treatments because there are scalp treatments that you can undergo. And so that's how you can figure it out and rectify the problem. Yeah. So let me go back up here. Fabe, what you say you cooking, girl? Let me see. Ooh, stuffed mushrooms. Oh, okay. Stuffed mushrooms. That sounds good. I'm so hungry. Oh God. All right. So yeah. So with that said, that's what that's just been bothering me about that will stuff, y'all. So anybody have any other thoughts other than what I've shared? Because that's really all I have to say anymore. Because honestly, I'm sick of talking about it. I'm sick of hearing about it. I'm frustrated. Hey, December baby. Frustrated. I'm sure mostly our people, everybody's demonizing her and making him out to be some, sweet. Now he's the weak man. So the men that are angry with him are calling him weak, and the other folks who are proud of him are demonizing her, and even the folks that are calling him weak are demonizing her. It's like she can't freaking win, but he at least has a 50-50 chance of winning back some of y'all. It's sad to me, and I think that we got to do better because other folks who are usually working overtime trying to figure out the best way to cancel us. I don't know why we are going out of our way not to be more supportive to one another. So that's just my thought. All right, so fast forward. Let's talk about um what's her name? Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay. So this one makes me mad. hmm Makes me really, 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 really uncomfortable. Um, so many things to say about this. So, um, the first thing that comes up for me, of course, is the mere fact that they've been dating now for about 6 months. I want to say they started dating in October of last year, supposedly. It is now just the 1st of April. About a week or so ago, Pete had just made comments in the press saying something about the fact that he was not he wanted to meet the kids. He was looking forward to meeting the kids, but he did not feel that it made sense to do so at this time, um, because he feared how Kanye might respond to him meeting them, right? And I felt like, you're smart, bruh. Stay away from those kids. Let you and Kim do what y'all gonna do. But I felt good about the fact that suggested that obviously he hadn't met the kids yet. And then I'm thinking, okay, well, he sounds like he's got some decent sense. Hopefully, maybe she's got sense too, and that's why she hasn't had her kids around him. And we knew that Kanye was adamant that he was never going to meet his kids if Kanye had anything to do with it, right? And then fast forward to the other day, child, and we see pictures of Northwest sitting in the lap of Pete Davidson. Now, here's the thing about the first thing about this whole situation is the first thing I heard people saying is, I think they're trying to trigger Kanye. And I was like, oh man, surely that's not it. Let me see these pictures. Now, I didn't see the pictures in the moment I first heard about the pictures. But when I saw the pictures, I'm like, this little girl is sitting in this man's lap, literally sitting in his lap. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, when I was 8, because she's 8 years old, that means she's in the 3rd grade. Do you know I was not allowed to sit in my daddy's lap after I got out of kindergarten? Okay. And my daddy, I was a daddy's girl. Okay. I was a daddy's girl. My daddy was the best daddy in the world. I don't care what nobody says. And he was harmless. Okay. But my mother was teaching me a very smart lesson. I was a young girl. I was trying to be a young lady. And I didn't need to be sitting in anybody's lap, including my daddy, my uncles, my cousins, nobody. Okay? No man's lap did I need to be sitting in, let alone a stranger's lap, let alone a man I just met today. Okay? Now, the other thing that comes to mind for me when I see that picture, I'm thinking, wait a minute. They say this was in Scott Disick's gated community. Scott Disick's gated, that's the key word, gated community. Who took the picture? Now, one could say, well, it could be a security camera, or it could have been, I don't know. Maybe it was one of the neighbors. The problem is they are looking into the camera smiling. That makes me think that obviously someone who they knew, who they trusted, who they were either visiting with or were actually present with was taking the picture. In other words, it sounds like a Kardashian was probably taking the picture, which also lends to the belief system that they've said for years that the Kardashian machine, they are notorious for calling TMZ, for calling the paparazzi in general and telling them where they're going to be so that their pictures can be taken. And sure enough, when they said that 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 the feeling is that maybe these are trying to trigger Kanye, I'm beginning to think that they're right. Like, seriously, they must be totally right. Because who else is taking a picture? Because if it's in the gated community and they took the picture, they knew what they were doing. Why would they take that picture? And then it gets posted by TMZ? Like, these people, now I'm upset, because the one thing I tried to pride Kim on, or give her credit for, I should say, was that she seemed to be a good mom, or at least that she wanted to be a good mom, and she loved her kids, and she wanted to have these kids so badly. So I'm thinking, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. But to see this makes me think, come on now, what are you trying to do? And why would you want to destroy the father of your kids? You got 4 kids by this man. And I don't care how super rich you are. A kid needs their parents. They don't need the money as much as they need their parents. So that just bothers me, y'all. Hey, Asia Graves, what do you guys think? Maverick Born says for his TV show or promo. This isn't for his show. He didn't take the pictures. Who are you talking about? Kanye? Oh, let me go back up. Maybe you're talking about this. You said something before that. Go watch Bernie Mac video. Before he died, he did not want that boy on his lap. What do you mean? You talking about the little boy that was on his show? Maverick Born, is that who you're talking about? For a TV show and promo? Oh, Oh, yeah. You know what? Are you saying because for the promos for that for Bernie Mac's show? Oh, yeah, I could see how. Yeah, because he probably never wanted anybody to be able to circle back and say he had done something. Are you suggesting that? Is that what you're thinking? Because that would make sense. It's for what show on Netflix? What's on Netflix? You mean Hulu? You talking about the Kardashian show on Hulu, Demita? You might be thinking about that. Hey, Miss Cruiser. If that's what you're talking about, you know what? Some other folks are saying that they think that her relationship with Pete is for the show, um, for a storyline for the show. Other folks have said that the pictures are going to be used somehow um, to sort of agitate Kanye, and that too is to sort of create more of a storyline as well. Demita, yeah, on Hulu, yep, yeah. Well, I mean, look, I I don't know, and I wouldn't doubt anything because everything is questionable these days. You know what I'm saying? Everything is questionable these days. I trust nothing anymore about these folks. So, especially now the Kardashians, because and it bothers me too. I'm gonna tell you what else bothers me. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to what we were talking about last week, and this is my issue. Again, this is how I feel, but I feel like Kanye and Kim have 4 black children. Y'all can call them biracial, call them what you feel like. They're black to me, okay? And to most white folks, they black too, okay? And that's who we got to worry about, how these white folks see them. And how white folks see black children is important because that will determine a lot of times, right, how a child is treated based upon how they are perceived. And now I always get concerned when these interracial relationships break up and now those black babies don't have the black parent in their life or that black parent's family in their life to help sort of guide them through some things, whether it's hair, whether it's just culture in general, whether that's, how to navigate in the world, period. And I always get concerned, but I get even more concerned when they split up. They don't have the black folks in their life, and now you got a bunch of white folks who may not love black folks as much as the white person who had these black kids loves black people. And now you got to worry about these kids around their mates. That kind of stuff bothers the hell out of me. And when you got a mother that will move so freaking fast. I mean, my God, the kids just learned about the divorce, and boom, now mom's new boyfriend is over. And mom's new boyfriend looks like, I don't know, looks like, I don't, he looks dirty, okay? He looks weird. He looks like he's high. He looks creepy, even, okay? He might be a very nice man, but I'm just telling you what he looks like to me. He looks weird. He looks like we need to be concerned about his butt. The mere fact that this man already has 3 or more tattoos of Kim Kardashian on his body, and one being a brand. Look, I got friends that have brands on their body, but they're Q's, okay? And a couple of them are alphas and one's a kappa. But they are not just regular white boys that are just burning people's names into their chests. This shit is crazy. It's weird. And I don't trust a person that would for a random heifer that they just met a few months ago. Okay? This is weird, y'all. I don't like it. I'm uncomfortable. Am I the only one that's uncomfortable, people? So I don't like it. I think that's weird and I'm not with it. Okay. Um so here's what's the other thing? Any questions? Any questions? You know what? And then let's talk about one last thing too. Oh, wait a minute. Let's go back over here. Demita said, but remember, Kanye never lived with Kim right after the wedding. He went to Europe and then Wyoming. No, no, no. He did live with her. In fact, they lived for at least 1 to 2 years in the mama's house, if y'all recall. Right after the wedding, they moved in with Kris Jenner. And they even remodeled a bedroom and extra. It was 2 bedrooms that they remodeled in her house. And remember, it was on the show, and she was having a whole hissy fit because Kim was giving her all kinds of hell about how the remodeling needed to look, or some mess like that. So they did live together there. Now, he was traveling a lot, and she was doing a lot of traveling with him too, with the baby and stuff, while this new house, what the house that she's in now, the White House that looks like I don't know, some sort of, I don't know what it looks like, a mausoleum, really. Um, while that house was being renovated and built, or whatever it was that was going on with that house, they were living with Kris Jenner. And then once they did move into that house together, and if you recall, Charlemagne the God actually interviewed Kanye in that house right after they moved in. But it was about what, maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, is when he bought that ranch in Wyoming. So yeah. You're an empath. I am an empath. I actually am, though. Unfortunately, it impacts me sometimes based upon what I'm talking about, um, especially on live. These folks here will tell you, depending upon what we're talking about, I could bust out in some tears in a minute, child, because someone said something that made me think about it, and I started picturing it, and then here I am, all welled up. But yeah, I am. So yeah, I just think that all that is just crazy, and it just concerns me about them. And it does seem very interesting that the Kardashians, I heard somebody say, well, I don't know, was it you, Five Babe? I don't know if you're still listening, but it might have been Five Babe who said this. But I know DL said recently that you must be bad, Kanye, you're bad when you make a Kardashian go back to white boys, right? I don't even know, but of maybe one white boy that I've ever known or seen Kim even mention dating, and that was on the show right after she got that separation from Chris Humphries, and they showed her meeting up with this guy. I want to say he was like a personal trainer or something. She started dating him, and he was a white guy. He was cute, but he was very, unlike the rest of the folks that she dated. And that didn't last, but just seems interesting to me. That I think Five was saying that, or somebody else has said, well, it looks like all of them are going back to their, they're saying, well, we're done with the black guys, we're going for the white boys now. And I don't know, because I think for Kim, this might be a phase for her. I don't think she's done with black guys. I think that she likes what that gives. I think she likes black men, and she likes black culture. But Courtney, on the other hand, she's never dated a black guy. I think right before Travis Barker, though, she was dating a guy who was biracial, but that was so short lived. I don't know. I don't know if it counts, because I didn't even realize she was dating him, and then they were done dating. When I started paying attention, she was with Travis Barker. Um, and now what's just interesting is that both of the Jenner girls now date black guys, but Kylie, they say that Kylie and Travis don't claim each other as boyfriend girlfriend, that they claim each other as, well, basically they have an open relationship or something. I don't know. I don't know. This is rumored. And then what's the other one? Kendall. Kendall is dating a biracial guy, right? Black man to me. But she had never, we'd never seen her with a black guy before. So I don't know. I think right now it's still half and half with them. I don't know. Hi, Miss Beasley. Hey, Lena D. Welcome. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but I'm a little over them. And I'm really about to be over them if I have to go and watch them with strange men around these black kids. That's enough right there to make me nauseated. Let me say this too real quick. The other thing that triggered me about this whole Kim Kardashian thing and North sitting on that man's lap like that is because, well, I don't want to go into it, but I had a situation with a friend of mine whose daughter, um and I talked about this before. I had to call children's services because the child had told me that something had transpired um with that baby. The baby told me that something had transpired, and it hurts me to think about, you know there are times when people are doing their very best to protect their kids, and they're doing everything that they can to make sure that at least they feel that they know and that they can trust the folks that they leave their kids in the hands of. But sometimes even the person you think you can trust, you can't trust the folks that have been in your family. Because what this little girl told me happened to her was happening to her from a family member. And here I was, the outsider, having to sort of tell that to the parent and reporting that, right? So it just makes me very unnerved when you could have a man in your life that you don't know at all. I mean, truly, in the first 6 months of a relationship, you are you are getting their best representative. That's all you are getting still in the first 6 months. She doesn't know him, and he really doesn't know her, and he damn sure doesn't know those kids, and Kanye doesn't want to know his ass. So I think all of this is just, it is just so unnerving for me. I don't like it at all. And again, I can't help but think about, I remember when my mom used to get so frustrated when, because I was such a daddy's girl, and I was always wanting to be up under my daddy, that I'll be trying to sneak away to get, sit in my daddy's lap, or sit up under my daddy. And she was like, no, no, look, let me tell y'all, my mother used to make sure I had a robe on. Okay, I might have been 3 years old, but I had a robe on at 3, y'all. Okay, with a belt around it. Okay, like my mother was all about, I might have on a nightgown, but I'm gonna have a robe on. Even if I had on some pajamas on, she wanted me to have a robe on because she was trying to, condition my thinking about what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. And that's what concerns me about what's going on here. If you're not, I used to think my mother was so strict, and maybe she was overboard with it. And I'm okay with that because of the results. Let's just pray that Kim can do less and get the same results, because if we just base it on the decision she's making right now, I'm not confident. I'm not comfortable, and I know Kanye won't be comfortable. And I'm glad he's worth $2 billion, because that might be what keeps him alive, and it keeps him, ahead of things in some ways. And they not being able to sabotage him, because honestly, that's enough to make a black man lose his whole effing mind, is to mess with his daughter. Okay. So I really hope they get this under control. Okay. I'm changing the subject. Moving on. Really quickly, I was gonna ask y'all, What are your thoughts? I know we talked a couple days ago when I was driving about Monique and Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry and 50 Cent and all of that. Um, it looks like looks like 50 is saying kind of what Sherman was saying the other day, which is 50's like, look, don't forget, I'm the one who brought your name up, and had I not brought your name up, they wouldn't even be saying nothing. Now, I'm not trying to act like um 50 Cent is, responsible from bringing her from the ashes, right? But and bringing her back to life. But what I will say is he's probably not completely far off that, you know, Lee Daniels, that wasn't a motivator for Lee Daniels to sort of figure out what he wanted to do so that he could, change maybe how the history books will be written. He probably wants to be on the right side of history. And nobody wants to be said that 50 Cent is resurrecting anybody that Oprah and Tyler and Lee may have had some hand in maybe putting a stop to her career, or at least her movie career. So any thoughts on that situation? I'm very happy though that it looks like Monique is going to be working, whether it's with 50, which I think it is going to be with 50, but it sounds like from what Lee Daniels was saying that he too is looking forward to having uh, you know, her do some work with him again. He said we're gonna do this stuff again. So I hope it happens. I hope these people aren't playing with her. But you know what? Monique is not stupid, because I'm sure that that's one of the reasons why she had Lee Daniels come out to that show and had him on stage so he could say that mess, because somebody was going to be videotaping it. She knew it, and we got the tape. So if he ever tries to go back, she has an Oscar, right? Yes, she does have an Oscar, of course. She has an Oscar, but she had an Oscar for these last few years, and we haven't seen her in any other movies outside of she was in what's Majigger, what was Madam CJ Walker, that movie. But outside of that, we really haven't seen Monique in any other movies since she won the Oscars. So looking forward to what's going to come of that. Lee said they've been working since August. Since what? He said, wait, what now? Lee said they've been working since August. August of what? Since August what? Not since last year. She hadn't talked to Lee Daniels since last year. She just talked to Lee Daniels just recently. And I guess what's Majigger Maddie came out and said, oh, on a horror movie. Oh, he's been working on a horror movie, but he hasn't been working with Monique. And the reason why I know that is because evidently T.S. Madison came out recently and said that was because of her interview with Monique and her conversation she had with Lee that caused the two of them. Oh, he said it yesterday on Madison. Oh, with Monique. He's been working with Monique since last August. Seriously? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I got to go back and hear that. He debunked TS yesterday. Oh, what did he say? Oh, because TS was trying to say she was, because she was saying she was responsible for them coming together, right? Okay, I gotta go back and watch that. You know what? I saw the interview she did with Monique, and that's all I've seen of TS's new show. So I'm gonna go and watch. Maybe I'll go back and even watch that full episode, and I'll watch this episode. Okay, well, good, 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 good. What? So that's been almost a year. Okay. Well, then what is 50 talking about then? Okay, now I'm really confused. Very interesting. Well, thank you, Lena. I got to go back and watch that. Um, Something else about that story had stood out to me though. About Tyler and and I'd mentioned before. Oh, it's the 10-minute Fox clip. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. I will definitely check it out. Thank you, Lena D. Sure will. Oh, speaking of Fox Soul, though. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see what Demita's saying. Wait a minute. Lee Daniels called Patty Jackson and told Beth Patty Jackson it was T.S. Madison put them together. Okay, wait a minute. Say it again now, Demita. Lee Daniels called Patty Jackson. Who is Patty Jackson? And told Beth Patty Jackson it was T.S. Madison. Girl, you know I'm confused. What now? Does somebody know? Wait, what, Demita? I don't understand. Wait a minute. I'm gonna read this one more time. The I, there's no punctuation, so I'm trying to guess. Wait a minute. Lee Daniels called Patty Jackson. Who's Patty Jackson? And told Beth Patty Jackson it was T.S. Madison put them together. Okay, y'all gonna have to tell me what had happened because I'm confused. I know, I'm sure there was a typo, but wait a minute, I'm confused. What are you really saying? Take your time. I'll wait until whatever you can get, however long. Okay. T.S. brought Monique up. No Betty. No Betty. Okay, wait a minute. Let me go back. No Betty. Who is Betty? Betty. Betty Jackson? Who's Betty Jackson? I am confused. Okay. Wait a minute. Demita, you got to retype that one, sis. Because I don't know what we saying, girl. Okay, wait a minute. So Lena said TS brought Monique up back when Stars was filming. TS brought Monique back up when Stars was filming. Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay. Lee Daniels called Patty Jackson and told her that it was T.S. Madison. Who is Patty Jackson? Oh, okay. Patty Jackson, thank you, is a radio DJ and vlogger. Thank you. I'm like, who is Patty Jackson? So, so Lee called Patty Jackson, called this vlogger, and told her that T.S. Madison put them together. Okay, yep, I sure will. I will look her up. Okay. So when the show called Stars with Brandy and all them, okay. So he talked. So T.S. brought Monique up back then, and then Lee told Patty Jackson that T.S. put him in touch with Monique, or thought they should come together. Is that what you're saying? Is that the gist of it? I'm gonna go back. I can't wait to watch it now. I can't wait to watch. I'm gonna go back and rewatch the interview that she did with Monique, and then I'm gonna rewatch. And then I'm gonna watch the interview with him. Okay, well, I'm glad they've been working since. But see, here's the thing. Okay, so let's be clear. Now I'm a little frustrated again. Why then, if they've been working together for this long, why has it taken him 8+ months then to apologize? Why can't he apologize? Why didn't he apologize before now? If he was willing to work with her, sounds like he kept it quiet. Exactly. Why? Why keep it quiet? Like, don't you at least owe her that? Or was the I'm sorry going to be the job? I don't know. Oh, well, y'all. Anywho, you know what? Again, all of these people much richer than me, and ain't no need of me being, worried about and getting upset about what's going on with Monique. Because Monique, with no jobs, is richer than I am with two. Okay. So ain't no need of me worried about what the hell going on with Monique. She gonna be all right. Okay. I'm sure she knows more rich people than I do, and more of them that can hire her butt. So yeah. The movie is getting ready to release. Oh wow. What? This is crazy. Okay. Well, how about that? I can't wait to learn more. Cool beans. All right, y'all. Well, look, I'm going to take a quick break, just quick enough to run my quick little commercial, and then want to come back and tell you what I got coming up pretty soon and some ideas that I want to kick around and I want your advice on before I get, too out of hand in my planning. Okay. Just kind of want to run some things by you, see what you think. In the meantime, take a listen to this and we'll be right back. Hey, everybody. Okay, so here's what I've been thinking about, guys. So, moving forward, I'm going to start to look at putting together a schedule for when I'm doing certain content, you know, depending upon the day of the week. Okay. For instance, I would like to do like maybe Mondays is all about motivational Mondays, or um I don't know, Moonlight Mondays, or I don't know, we could have some sort of theme around Mondays. But I was thinking like something motivational. And only one of the reasons why is because A, it's the start of the week for a lot of us. Um, I wouldn't be doing this live probably until the end of my day, like probably in the evening, but still, it's still the start of the week. And nothing like having a little motivation to get your week going. The other reason too why it comes to mind for me is because every Monday I actually do have Bible study. So I have Bible study every Monday evening from like 6 to 7:30, and it's virtually. So I was like, I could log off from Bible study and then log on for my own motivational Monday. So we could do something like that. I'm thinking of that being something that we follow along with a book together. There are a few books that I have loved and who I have referred to over the years as different forms of of course I have my Bible, but there are other things I consider to be a form of a Bible to me as well. And some of them are some of these motivational books and um, you know, daily affirmations based upon certain themes that I've, gone back to time and time again over the years. So I may refer to one of those sort of books as our content for Monday nights, or maybe it's I don't know, just a theme, and there may be different tools I'll use. Sometimes I'll have a guest speaker that talks about the content that we're covering, or maybe it is a book, or maybe there's something else, but something like that. um then like Tuesdays, I was thinking Tuesdays might be a better night for Sherman and I to do our review of one of the shows we've talked about. So we could do our review on Tuesday, because I know that Wednesdays I really want that to be my standard colloquy with V. nights, which is the night I definitely want to have real special interviews, like some of my, the different experts and, accomplished individuals that I like to bring in so that we can, just learn their journey, and even, we can ask questions too. On Wednesdays, Thursdays would be, maybe it's a professional development day, some tips and tricks. One of my expertise is to assist folks with finding employment. I can tell you exactly what you need to do. I can give you an exact formula to help you land the job of your dreams. Okay. And tell you how to land the job of your dreams, or to acquire the skills so that you can land the job of your dreams. And really, I'm not big on jobs. I'm really big on careers. Jobs come and go. Jobs don't sustain us. Careers do. And so I would love to be able to share content regarding that. And we could talk about things that are pertaining to just our overall career success, and whether that's developing certain professional development skills, communication skills, interpersonal skills, managerial skills, whatever it is. Maybe it's about setting goals, things of that nature. Whatever it is, we can talk about those things maybe on a Thursday. And then the rest of the weekend may be like a Friday, might be an open panel, or at least one day out the weekend, I should say. I don't necessarily want to say I would always be free on a Friday night, but occasionally I might be. And if I am free on a Friday, maybe I won't be on Saturday, and maybe it might, you know, change. So I want to be more consistent about bringing new content out here. And I want to get an idea from you all of what that type of content would look like. Some of it we've talked about beauty and um, lifestyle type of content I want to bring. I do want to do some things that are around, makeup and beauty, and, spa treatments and what they look like, and um, how affordable are they, what things are safe, what things aren't. Maybe we talk to some dermatologists, we talk to plastic surgeons, maybe we talk to just regular physicians, weight loss specialists, whatever it is that you're interested in, we can look at that. We can look at another day that's all about maybe physical fitness or something of that nature. So I just want to be able to bring you a lot of well-rounded information. I know that once a month I want to do a panel discussion where we'll have panel guests. Sometimes they will be guests that have already been guests on the channel, and sometimes there'll be new people that we'll invite, and sometimes it might even be one of you, our subscribers. And because getting your take on things will be key as well, and we want to learn from you as well. So now, if you have show ideas, again, please let me know. um, I'm open to whatever it is you want to learn about. Let me know the subject matter, and I think I've got some ideas of where I can find the resources. Okay, we can talk more about that. But if you have some show ideas in the meantime, you can always reach out to me right here. So I told you guys that I've got some exciting folks that are coming in the next couple of weeks, and I do. This weekend, I'll have those dates. I would hope by Monday, I'll have those dates absolutely locked down. but I've already received the commitment from, well, I've received the commitment from 4 people, but 3 of which I just need to get some specifics back from. So 2 folks, one person I mentioned the other day, and that is Will Smith's personal chef. Um, she is a not just a personal chef for Will Smith, but for other celebrity clients. She's a vegan chef, and she's going to come and talk to us about how she got into her career, how she, who it is that she works for, how she obtained her first client, what type of dishes she specializes in, and then we'll open it up to any questions you guys have for her, and I will share her information in the coming days. I want to solidify something before I give her name. um, I also announced last week that I had gotten word from AJ Saunders. AJ Saunders is an actress, comedian, stand-up comic. She is hella funny, absolutely gorgeous, and she's super duper smart. Okay, so I really like her. She is also going to be coming on the show. You may know her most, especially from her role on A Different World as Gina. She played actually Jada Pinkett Smith's, who at the time was just Jada Pinkett. She played Jada Pinkett's roommate, and her name is AJ Saunders. So she's going to come on the show. Also, Miss Angela Means, who is also an actress, comedian. She too is a chef. Oh, that's right, Sarkonos. You're right. AJ did make an appearance on Martin. That's right. She did. I remember that. That's so funny. So again, my next guest that'll be coming is Angela Means, who is also an actress, comedian, and she is a vegan chef. She has a 2 restaurants actually that she has opened in LA, and she has agreed to come on as a guest as well. And then also comedian. Now this is what Sherman helped with. Now he ain't helped with these other folks, okay? So don't be, when y'all see Sherman next time or he come on here, don't be saying, "Oh, Sherman, you're so great. You got V. Lenore all of these guests." No, he did not. Oh no, no, he didn't. Okay. V. Lenore got these guests. V. Lenore know these people. Okay. He did not hook me up with V. Okay, but he did hook me up with this comedian, Zoo Man. So Zoo Man has agreed to come on the show. Zoo Man, I am still trying to lock down a date and time with him as well. So soon as I hear back from Zoo Man, I told Sherman to also talk to him again, because I'm like, Zoo Man, yo, you supposed to tell me a date. So he hasn't given me the date yet, but he has agreed to come on, and he's gonna come on. All right. So Real Master, thank you. We got major. You know what, guys? I told y'all my network is my net worth. All right. If I ain't got nothing else, I at least know some people. Oh, I forgot. There is one other actress and another actor that I have on lockdown, and they have even, more recognizable names than the ones that I have shared. I think that you will like them as well. You'll be excited when they come on, but I don't want to tell them yet, and I'm trying to spread this out. Okay, I look, if I give y'all all 10 of my friends at the same time, then I ain't gonna have no guests for the future. So I gotta pace this out. I gotta walk this baby out slow. Okay. All right. So I just hope that you all will come back, continue to support the channel. I appreciate you all so much. Please, if you wouldn't mind, please like this video. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and please make sure that you click the little notification bell so that you can find out when I go live next, okay? And when I have these dates, all right? So, would you say, Sarkonos, what you talking about? Can you interview Woke Bay Jesse? Talking about the prison bay. Sean ain't got no time for prison bay. His ass. Anyway. Hey, LaShanae Wiley. We are getting ready to get out of here, girl. But I thank you for coming. So please make sure you red ball it back. But in the meantime, I hope everybody else in here will do me a favor and please at least like the video, okay? So with that said, I love you all. And hopefully when Five Baby is done cooking her stuffed mushrooms, maybe she'll go live and keep us company for the rest of the night. I don't know. Let's see. Let's keep our fingers crossed for that. All right. In the meantime, you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and know that I love you. Okay. Smooches.